Hello to all the fellow water signs out in the universe. Welcome back to the Mother Tressa channel. Before we get started, if you aren't yet subscribed, do hit that subscribe button and do turn on the post notifications so that you are notified as soon as I upload a video. But this is for the water signs, so I'm reading today for Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. I was doing the readings like for each individual sign, but I'm going out of town this weekend, and so I don't have the time to do all 12. So I thought, just to give you guys something to hold on to that was still a quality and that can reach the people that need it at this time, I'm going to do it this way. All right, it's still going to be the same setup as far as what the spread looks like. Still doing the what the F spread. So let's get into what you guys have coming into your life, who you might be calling into your life at this time. Overall energy, you guys have the Two of Swords. The Cruise that hounds you guys, you have the Six of Cups. Right. What's real about the situation? Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, you guys have the Justice card. Right. What's wrong about the situation? You guys have the Knight of Cups. Where you need more information, you guys have the Seven of Cups. And I apologize if it won't focus. And then the final outcome card that you guys have, best case scenario, which you'll be walking away with, you have the Nine of Coins. Ooh, bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Wands. So you might be leaving a water sign if you've been dating another water sign or talking to another water sign because they just can't quite make their mind up as far as what they desire to have with you. You just don't feel like there's that intimate connection with that person. You definitely feel like this person is more of a friend than somebody that you can take seriously and or commit yourself to. And so you might be parting ways here with that water sign, a fellow Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and I'm trying to go in order for whose birthday is coming up next, so sorry, but Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and leaving the situation, kind of focusing more on yourself, again, what it is that you need on an emotional level, what your soul yearns for, getting back in touch with that, especially with the moon cycle that we have coming up, writing down what you plan to manifest or cultivate or call into your life next. And really just in the meantime focusing on your own personal health and wellness, right? Focusing on your hygiene, focusing on your looks. We are still somewhat in Libra season, and that energy does tend to linger, right? Because energy is fluid, and so you might want to just change up your hair at this time. I know a lot of people that say like if a girl breaks up with a man and she changes her hair, like it's over, you know what I'm saying? You're not getting your girl back. But because we are in that season, or we still have that lingering energy of Libra that's all about aesthetics and beauty, without going too far and crossing that line to vanity, but you just care about like your entire outfit a little bit more than you usually might, and again, just your hairstyle, you might want to change that up because you feel like it wasn't doing anything to accentuate your face and or your features, right? And bringing out what do they call that? Are they called assets? What are your best assets? Whatever your best feature is, you know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to be focusing on and enhancing at this time. So if it's your lips, you might be playing with different lip colors that really make them pop. They're really the central focus when you go and you have conversations with people, right? If it's your hair and you notice that you've had a blunt cut, but that doesn't really do anything for your shape, you might be adding a little bit more layers or getting some extensions, right? And playing with that. Because it's just it looks better, just changing the color because we are going into fall season, and so you're getting more like warmer tones. If you know that your breast or your legs are your best feature, then you're going to be wearing things that have like a cutout on a leg or something that is more like V-cut. You know what I'm saying? Or like strapless altogether. For my guys, if you've been in the gym and you've been working out and you've noticed that you have broader shoulders or you have more mass in your arms, you're going to be wearing a little bit more form-fitting clothing to accentuate that, right? So again, you're playing more with that. spending more quality time with yourself, right? So this is just you playing music by yourself and relaxing, having a nice cup of wine, and feeding into whatever your guilty pleasures are. Here with this Nine of Coins energy by the end of the month, especially if you've just gotten over like a breakup or having to leave somebody with this energy, you're not really holding on. Well, for some of you guys, with what's wrong with this Nine of Cups, you are holding on to that emotional pain. I know that water signs tend to feel guilty when they decide to depart from a relationship, but at the very least you have to kind of look at it with another perspective and understand that for most of you that are watching this channel, you have tried and you've given it your best. You know what I'm saying? You've put your best foot forward. This person just wasn't trying to meet you emotionally where you were at, or vice versa. Okay, or you just mutually decide that you guys just aren't compatible in that way, and though you may be feeling lonely, you know, you're not alone. You still have love, and you still have people that are there to support you should you need to lean on them for that. If you need a shoulder to cry on, or you just may be feeling lonely because you've been single right now, you've been reminiscing back to the times when you've had loving relationships and you're trying to figure out why you keep going through these cycles where you can't call in or invite in your soulmate with the Six of Cups energy. But it's just turning your focus away from that and back into what you truly enjoy and getting your spirits back up, right? You need to heighten your spirits. You need to look at the way that you've been enabling people, which comes through to me with the Seven of Cups energy here, or how you've been confusing yourself, right? Your own disillusionment, and how you kind of trick your mind into believing something that isn't true about another person, and so you kind of stop the connection before it has the I guess like the fair chance to prove how beneficial it could be for you, or to prove how compatible you could be with a person. It's like you're stopping it by your own disillusionment and your own fear. Some of you guys, it's just you enable too much, and your relationships have been is it dissatisfying? Is that the word that I'm trying to think of with the Seven of Cups? It's been dissatisfying because you fall so hard and so fast, and you give so much of yourself, and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and in that you can get caught up, and you just automatically think that everybody that you're involved with, or romantically people that you're involved with, that they feel the same, and that's not the case. You have to afford people the space and the time to figure out how they feel about you too. But I feel like some of you guys make your minds up for people. Not everybody that you meet is a soulmate in your life, but I feel like a lot of you guys feel that way here. So instead of staying stuck in that negative energy and seeing it from a different perspective, or again just being disillusioned and so fanatical and feeling like or making excuses for, which can also come through with like the sevens and the Seven of Cups, and that's why you get so confused. You're making excuses for other people's behavior and why they can't match you in matters of the heart, right? And giving on that same level of emotional openness that you guys do, or how vulnerable you guys are, making those excuses, and then you continue to sit in things that just are unfulfilling, right? Where you at the end of the day really aren't happy here. So turning that focus then again into things that do please you with this earth energy, all about guilty pleasures. Can be like cooking, taking some cooking classes, going to some sip and paint type of classes, whatever it is that you enjoy to do, and that can really bring out your creative side, and again is like a healthy distraction for you, because with the Cups energy and with me talking to water signs, you guys can tend to try to numb your pain with different drugs, and so you tend to escape, right? Using drugs as a form of escapism. So you might be drinking too much at the moment, you might be turning to food and eating your feelings at the moment, which is not healthy, or you can be like doing drugs, experimenting with different types of drugs, marijuana, ecstasy, Molly, etc., mushrooms, whatever, just so that you don't have to deal with the reality of the situation. And so I'm just challenging you guys to turn away from that, or start to wean yourself off of that, before you become too dependent, because that is what tends to happen with water signs. That's how you guys cope with pain. You kind of run from acknowledging it or feeling it in its fullness because you guys already feel so much as it is, and it can just become too much sometimes with having to live with that day to day, you know, with your daily routines, which comes through with the number 2 with this 2 of Swords. That is your like leading energy. So don't ignore the way that you feel. Also, like if you are in love with somebody, don't ignore the way that you feel. Don't feel like you have to suppress that, which can come through with the Knight of Cups energy. You're suppressing your emotions or the depth of love that you feel for somebody. Tomorrow's not promised, and the worst that can happen is that they just say that they don't feel the same way about you, but you shouldn't be embarrassed for feeling that love, okay? If you truly love somebody, this is the point where you guys develop some bravery, which can come through with the gold that you see in the nine of coins and the 8 of wands, right? Developing that courage to really be able to fully vocalize without shame or guilt or, again, embarrassment, because there's nothing wrong with feeling like you love somebody. It happens at different rates for different people. So you may be 2 weeks into a situation and feel like you have love for a person. You should be able to tell them that, okay? If somebody else told you that, you shouldn't be uncomfortable with that. You don't have to, out of habit, which also comes through with the 2 of Swords and just the number 2 vibrationally. Out of habit, you don't have to tell that person right when they tell you that they love you, that you love them back. You know what I'm saying? It has to be heartfelt and genuine. So just say, you know what, thank you so much for actually even opening up and deciding to tell me that. I know how much bravery, you know, it took for you to even want to express that to me, because these days in the dating environment that we live in, a lot of people would rather just hide the way that they feel because they don't want to be exposed, right, on Twitter or any other social media platform, for playing more to their sensitive side and being more vulnerable with people. A lot of people try to use it as like I don't know how I'm trying to say it, but they try to use it to use it against you. You know what I mean? So you can never be too sure. But these days, like, what's the harm in that? And somebody trying to expose the fact that you love them. If they can't meet you where you're at, they're trying to be emotionally closed off, then that's just their loss at the end of the day. Again, just focus back on yourself and you'll glow if you are separating from people that just can't reciprocate the energy. You will find yourself again. It has nothing to do with you and your self-esteem. So I feel like a lot of you guys also need to stop taking things too personally here. Look at things from an objective perspective here. Be a little bit more observant and discerning when you're involving yourself with people, just to gauge what their intentions are, because I know that you guys have intuition, and so you can intuitively kind of feel when something is off. If somebody's not being genuine, you know what I'm saying? You can read the nonverbal language here. I'm definitely getting that. You're looking more at the nonverbal cues and really listening to the words that people aren't expressing. And so you need to move accordingly, having this energy here. But at the end of the day, again, you're just going to be focusing on yourself, changing things about yourself that you know that you want to improve, that you've been putting off or procrastinating on for a little while now. And all other things in your life are starting to pick up and look good. But again, the great love comes in once you raise that vibration and you get out of this energy of like sulking or just being confused or being in that state of disillusionment by way of your own nature and how you guys tend to self-sabotage, okay? So that's what's coming through for you water signs. That's what's coming in. Again, if you've already been partnered and you're leaving somebody, which a lot of people have been going through breakups lately, then you're leaving a water sign and getting with someone or talking to someone or finding interest in, if not an earth sign, then somebody with a lot of fire placements. So that's what's coming through for you guys. Period of adventure, great fun, self-discovery, if nothing else, or again, just going back to what pleases you and involving yourself in your guilty pleasures, where you're more so of a homebody, or you're just involving yourself with other creative work, or transmuting this pain that you may have felt, this emotional pain that you may have felt for a loss that you may have incurred with a relationship, into something that is creative and that can be lucrative for you. Okay, you can turn it into a business. That's what I always suggest. Turn your pain into your power. So if this reading did resonate, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe if you haven't, and book with me should you need it. But if I don't hear from you, then just do take care of yourself and your soul until you hear from me again, okay? Ciao.